our traditional Aztec dancers, and everything that we see or you see in front of you is a traditional Aztec altar or a traditional Dia de los Muertos, Day of the Dead altar. And it takes literally a village to put this together. We have somadoras, el Dios, the fire holders. They're the ones that are the ones cleansing every little piece of item that goes up there. At the beginning of the event, we cleanse the entire place just to kind of give a clean space. We believe that the copal, the tree sap that's burning inside the fire holders, is what gives that cleansing of any energy out there and kind of cleanses all, feel at peace. Everybody that comes in contact with that, they smell it and they feel like they feel at peace, which is a beautiful feeling. In the altar, you will always find the four elements. You will always find the earth, which are the flowers, the water, which is the flowers and the water, and the fire and the smoke, which are fire, and the wind, of course, moving the actual smoke. You also find the four elements in the poposhkomi, which is the smoke holder. You have the four elements while building the clay, the fire to burn it, the clay itself is the earth, and the wind to dry it up, and the water, of course, for the clay. So I want to talk a little bit about the cempasúchil. The yellow flower that you see there is the most traditional flower. The cempasúchil, cempa means 20 in Nahuatl, and xochitl means flower. So cempasúchil just means many flowers, or 20 petals, or 20 flowers. It is the orange color that the animas look for. The spirits look for that orange, bright color like the sun. And the smell, the aroma of that flower, it's what they also follow. So it's traditional in altares to build a path. Like you've probably seen the movie Coco. That's where they have a beautiful orange petaled bridge or path, which is basically the path to the altars. Altars are built, they have been built for many, many years. But if you had loved ones, and in the traditional way in Mexico, they would go to the actual cemeteries and build these altares and arches and all these flowers. They would build it on the actual tombstone. And they still do this in some indigenous places. But what we do, since we can't go to our loved ones, we invite them to come to us. And that's what we built an altar. This altar has 5 layers, and if you count the ground and the stage, it's 7. But in traditional ways, it's supposed to be 9 tiers. And the 9 tiers, they all have one meaning, and that's a whole class in itself. But the idea is that when someone passes, or the belief is that you go through 9 layers till you get to the Mictlan. And the Mictlan is the underground. And there was a god of Mictlactecutli, who is the god of the underground. And it is also believed that there's different paradises for all those when they die in different ways. There is a paradise for those who drown. There's a paradise for all those who are children. But the Mictlan is for every single person that dies in natural causes. That's what the belief is. All the elements that you see up there, we believe that they're sacred. We offer food. And then if you build an altar ever, you want to make sure that you give your loved ones what they like. If it's a child, you put their favorite toy. If it's your spouse, you put their favorite sports team. If it was your abuelito and they used to drink tequila, put tequila up there. You put everything that they loved, and that's what the whole altar is for them to come back and to be able to see their faces again, what they looked like before, to remember what their house looked like, to remember what they were when they were alive, and to literally be next to you. The belief is that when the animals come and we call them in, they are with you and we are celebrating them. Day of the Dead, it's not a time to be sad. It is a harmonious way to just honor them. So that's what we do. It's the trabajo, the work involved in this. Every flower, we believe that Mother Earth gives you everything you need, right? So every flower that was cultivated and grown in that time and everything, their destiny was to be here. Every single flower was supposed to be here today. So we just have to honor and thank Mother Earth for everything that she gives us every day. Take care of her, pick up garbage when you see it, teach your children to respect Mother Earth, water the plants, and just share with each other the energy of positivity. What we do as traditional Aztec dancers, we've been doing this since 1996. And I'd like to give a special thanks to our Capitana Irene Adame. She's the very person at the very top of the altar in her regalia. She dedicated 20 years of her life, while alive, she dedicated 20 years of her life to teach the culture, and she would pick up kids and teenagers and all the youth out in the Northgate area, and she took care of them like a mother. And so when she passed away 5 years ago, she made sure that we promised her that we're gonna keep this tradition alive. And that's what we're doing. We're trying to just simply continue this legacy of love, number one, respect, and to also always teach culture. So you see us wear a red calmeca, because red represents the blood of the ancestors. So the red path that you see on the altar coming down, not only does it represent the blood of the ancestors, but it also represents the red path that we all walk, el camino rojo. El camino rojo, or the red path, is for us to walk together with love and respect. You know, we have young teenagers nowadays where they lose that meaning of brotherhood and to love each other. So el camino rojo, we're all brothers and sisters. We have different paths, different roots, different beginnings, but at the end of the day, we're on the same path, and we have to learn to respect that. When we come back tonight later on, we're gonna dance at 6 o'clock, but before that, we're gonna do a procession, and we're gonna sing, because part of honoring our loved ones is to also sing to them. We have alabanzas, we have prayers, we have ways to just make them feel at home. And all of our children, you know, who don't even speak Spanish, they learn Spanish cantos and alabanzas, and that's what we want them to kind of grow up with. When you hear your children humming and singing, it's basically that joy and the happy moments that they'll remember forever. So there's also on the altar, you see pan de dulce or pan de muerto. Pan de muerto is a very traditional dessert as well, and it's believed that the circular shape of it represents life. And in the center, it also has like a smaller circle, and that represents the skull of the person, of the anima. And the little streams that come down from the bread, those are actual tears, the tears from all the loved ones that, you know, cried over them and things like that. So that's what the pan de muerto is. The skulls, it's something that it also represents the person. It's believed that the Aztecs, a long time ago, they used to create these skulls and then paint them with masks and put their loved ones' names on there. And then with tradition, it just kept changing to now to the point where even in the politics in Mexico or anywhere else, they use a skull and put their names for the corruption, or for anyone out there that they want to stop the corruption, they put the name on there, sort of like a bad omen for those people. And then the Catrina, the big skull lady with the big hat and everything, the Catrina is the goddess of the underworld, and she was responsible for guarding all the bones, because it was believed that one day they were gonna come back. So the Catrina was a very nice symbol of protection and protecting the loved ones. But with time, there was an artist who changed the image of the Catrina to kind of basically put a threat on all the politicians of Mexico during the corruption, and they painted this Catrina, kind of like saying, hey, if you're not gonna do things right, if you're not gonna provide love, then the Catrina is gonna come and get you. And so that's why you see the Catrina everywhere be painted. And like I said, they use it as a kind of like a mocking or a joking towards all the politicians and all the corruption. So that's what we're all about here. I know that at 2 o'clock they're gonna start dancing folklorico, so I don't wanna take up too much of the time. But we're gonna be here all day long, and all the danzantes that are here with me and some later on, they can answer any questions for you. Come and talk to us, you know, ask us what you need, what you want. Go home, get a picture for your loved ones, and bring it out here. And when this lights up at nighttime, it takes your breath away. So thank you so much for your time. Anyone listening, anyone, hopefully something you took from this. I really just want to thank our group, Kalbolishiwakoa. You know, we are always tired, but we're always happy. And as I tell people, I'd rather always be this tired, but extremely happy. So thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate you guys. And then we'll just continue working. Él es Dios.